Alright, back for pack 3. Our rare is Yavimaya Hollow, which I'm not playing, obviously. It's a Fire Blast, which is really good in this kind of deck, because we're almost mono-red. But Goblin Warchief is the card we want. It's like the card I mentioned is the number one card we're looking for. Passing Fire Blast isn't great for us. I would really like this in my deck. But we're going to wheel the Goblin General, most likely, because we got one like 8th pick or whatever in the last pack, so pretty sure there's not another Goblin Drafter in this pod. Even if there is, they might just take the Fire Blast. You never know. And then if they don't, we might get it. So I don't know. I mean, obviously a pretty easy pick, but ooh, interesting. It's a Solar Blast, which is I think a little bit better than Aftershock, but not by a ton. Other than that, there's a Hulking Goblin, which is kind of what I want. I'm a little short on the cheap bears. I would like maybe 2 or 3 more 2-drops, and Hulking Goblin's one of the better ones. Not taking Goblin Commando, obviously. I've got enough 4, 5, and 6 drops that I don't really want anymore. I'm just looking for the cheap cards like Hulking Goblin. Let's see. Goblin Settler. Don't think this card's good enough. Although it does seem nice on turn 2 with Mana Crypt, must say. But yeah, maybe I'll take it here. I don't see anything else I really want. What does this do? Yeah, too much text. I think it just makes 3 power flying for 5 and you can move stuff around, but not really what I'm looking for. Yeah, I guess I'll take this Goblin Settler. I might not play it, but pretty sure I don't want another Goblin Commando, especially knowing that we're going to wheel another one later in the pack. Alright, Drill Sergeant it is. I've never actually used this ability. Like, I think it's just like benefit on an otherwise playable card. So if we have some spare mana lying around, maybe we can make use of the ability, but mostly we just want the 2 power for 2 with all the Goblin Generals. We have a Mountain Cycler, which I guess I can take, or I can just take this Armadillo Cloak, because that card seems very difficult for our deck to beat. We do have Aftershock, but like if we don't draw it and they have their Armadillo Cloak, we just like can't win. So we'll just steal that from someone. We're looking pretty good on playables, so I'm not concerned about that. What's this? Alright, so this is like a Mana Confluence that enters tapped, or we can just take a Kindle. Yeah, I think I just want the Kindle. I am looking for some fixing to maybe play this Goblin Trenches, but it's not super high on my priority list. Like, I'm fine with just shoving 2 planes in my deck or whatever, or maybe even just not playing it, where definitely do want this effect, so I'm not going to pass it. Alright, Beetleback Chief it is. Let's get this Goblin Settler out of here. But yeah, Beetleback Chief is exactly what we're looking for. Not sure how many lands we want to play in this deck right now, because our curve is higher than I would have liked. It could be like 17 plus the Mana Crypt, or 16 plus the Mana Crypt, not sure yet, but we'll reassess when we're building. Not sure if I'll play this Goblin Commando, but it could happen. Alright, we wheeled the General as expected. Only one War Chief, but triple Goblin General, it's hard to be disappointed, that's for sure. Alright, so I'm not playing this Reckless Charge. Right now this is 23 playables plus the Mana Crypt, so that'd be 16 land. I could cut something, I could cut like the Goblin Commando and play 17 plus the Mana Crypt. I think I like that. We have lots of uses for our mana, between like the Blade Wing and expensive 4-drops, and Goblin Trenches is a big one. Yeah, I'll probably play like 15 mountain, 1 or 2 plains rather. Maybe I can go 14 and 3. Yeah, I think I can go 14 and 3. It's very unlikely that we'll draw. I don't know. It's rough if we draw both of our plains and we want to cast a Goblin General. Alright, I'll take a Forgotten Cave here. Definitely incentivizes me to play extra land, because if we draw this late, we can just cycle it for a fresh card, which means it's almost like a utility land, like 16 plus the Forgotten Cave, if that makes any sense. Shelter, I guess I'll just hate from someone. Is Aftershock an instant? No, it's a sorcery. Yeah. It's possible I want to bring this Goblin Commando back in because of how light we are on removal. We got the Kindle and the double Aftershock, and that's it. And Goblin Commando is semi-removal. Commando is very good, though, when we're trying to force through our generals, because, like, if they get any generic 2-drop or 2-power body in the way, it's going to be hard for us to get our engine going with the general. Don't really care about any of these. Yeah. Just take these. Alright, so I'll go ahead and pause it, and we'll be back for deck construction. Alright, here's what I'm looking at for my 40. It's 17 land plus the Mana Crypt, which is pretty heavy on mana, to be honest, but our curve is fairly high with multiple 4 and 5 drops, and like a glut at the 3-drop slot. I decided to play 3 planes. I considered playing only 2, but this effect is so powerful that I would like to have a slightly higher chance of playing it at a reasonable point in the game, rather than just hoping to draw one of our 2 planes. It is a little bit risky because of all the heavy red requirements, so we could get into a situation where we have like Mountain Plains in our opener, and can't cast our War Chief on curve, but I think that's going to be pretty rare, and we're going to get pretty unlucky if that happens anyway, so 14 red sources should be fine. So I think this is what I'm going to go with. It's worth noting that after I paused, I got another Aftershock very late in the pack, which I thought was funny, but don't think I want a third of that effect because of how expensive it is. I'd rather play like the Goblin Commando or something in that slot. It's possible I want the Commando over the Bladewing, but I think this card is powerful enough to warrant putting in, even though I believe it's the only non-Goblin in our deck. So anyway, go ahead and submit this and be back for round 1.